welcome to Olsem Wanem. Many people in Papua New Guinea tend to drink alcohol to celebrate, socialize and relax. But the question is, how much is too much? In this episode, we look at responsible alcohol consumption. We also look back on the history of alcohol beverages in PNG. Many people tend to consume alcohol to celebrate, relax, or just socialize. Looking back on history, Papua New Guineans were introduced to alcoholic beverages by foreigners. Papua New Guineans were exposed to alcohol in different areas at different times. Alcohol was introduced to New Britain and New Ireland in the late 1940s. By the late 1880s, there was still very limited exposure of alcohol in the country. After the proclamation of colonial rule in 1884, there was a total prohibition of alcohol use by locals. It was in 1955 when the Australian colonial government appointed a committee to consider issuing drinking permits to locals, but not everyone. But so much has changed since then. Almost anyone can have access to buying and consuming alcohol, and you don't need a drinking permit.
I think that's a very important point, Deborah. When I was a 6-year-old boy growing up, Papua New Guineans were not allowed to drink alcohol. Every time they met somebody who they suspect had consumed alcohol, they would test them. If there was some suggestion of them being drunk, they would take them to the cell immediately, to prison or somewhere, and punish them, I think. But then this rule was probably relaxed sometime in the 60s. Because when we were in school, then I realized that Papua New Guineans were starting to drink. Just before we got our independence, the rule was, the law against drinking for nationals was relaxed, so a lot of our people decided to consume alcohol. Yes.
Alcohol consumption is not an issue. However, irresponsible alcohol consumption is an issue. Alcohol is in fact a drug, and as we know, when abused, it can lead to so many other issues. It is a leading contributing factor to many other social issues, such as rape, domestic violence, road accidents, disharmony in communities, and health issues.
You can look at the effects of alcohol as acute, which means it occurs immediately, or long-term or chronic effects, which means that it'll happen later on. The acute effects are well known to everybody. That's the acute intoxication syndrome, where you get drunk and you become disinhibited. It means that our brain controls us. Our brain says, do not do that, do not punch that, etc. Do not punch your wife or your children. That's what the brain is telling. It's inhibiting, it's stopping us from doing that. When you drink alcohol, that's all gone. The alcohol actually takes that away from your brain. So you do all sorts of stupid things. So that's the acute effect.
Probably road accident related law alcohol, because you normal drive like you make a lookim law especially weekends by lookim or cars out in flower pot na our road na most accident ba come up test Wednesday test the Friday time also my money got money run high low money normal like Sunday Monday I think no adam accident or you know adam trouble or normal all the normal street too. But plenty problem you run around all night by looking at some noises stop time weekend time BM on
so everybody these days live and drink a lot of alcohol, and I guess the issue is how much do you drink is enough, how much do you drink is excessive or toxic. And I think it's important for people of Papua New Guinea to know how much you drink will cause damage to certain parts of your body, certain organs in your body.
Beer depend on man who said them drinks. I said straight the family problem house before them go drink. That was a family problem no bakira. But I said thinking more money when carry them go thinking go drink so. That's a family problem Shakira.
Underage drinking and abusive alcohol consumption is becoming almost a norm, with many people ignoring the side effects. When it comes to alcohol consumption, many Papua New Guineans tend to drink to get drunk. The question is, how much is too much?
The standard drinks throughout the world, if you think, oh, how much I like to have a shot of whiskey. Okay, they say that 21 standard drink per week. That means that per day for a man, 21 drink shot. That means each bottle is one drink beer. One glass of wine is one shot. Okay, a shot of whiskey is a one. So you will see 21 units. So the units are, that's how we calculate in a standard. And they will say that if you are drinking 2 or 3 standard drink per day, not 21 in one day. I'm talking about 3 standard drink a day. It's okay because the liver can digest it and excrete it. Okay, that's for male. For women, 14 standard drinks per week. So that means 2 standard drink per day. Not like binge drinking, 10, 20, 15. Like they tell me, oh, doctor, me can drink 15 bottles, 10 bottles. That's the end, you see. So it is important, that's the standard. But how much is too much? If you drink more than that per day, it's too much. Because, and also you will know over the period if you are getting tolerance. Oh, 1 shot of whiskey has gone to now 3 shots of whiskey. That means, the brain is telling, I love it. It's the tolerance and getting dependence. You have to be careful.
Alcohol abuse is when you consume alcohol beyond moderate drinking. Moderate drinking is when a man drinks 2 or fewer drinks per day, or when a woman drinks 1 or fewer drinks per day. By saying 1 drink, we mean 5 ounces of red or white wine, 12 ounces of beer, 8 ounces of malt liquor, 1.5 ounces of 80 proof liquor such as rum, gin, or vodka. Abusive alcohol consumption remains a serious issue not only among adults but youths as well.
I think it's obvious. I think the younger people will probably tend to abuse it. Maybe late teens to young adults, they probably abuse alcohol more than the mature people. Yes, those mature adults, meaning people above 30, probably 40, and there are others who are older than that who probably drink more responsibly. The younger people are like to abuse it because of the effects that alcohol has and how they're affected by it, and what they see is very exciting and interesting to their peers. And there are people who are probably making money out of brewing alcohol, which is not probably safe for human consumption. As a result, they'll probably damage young people. They'll cause damage to the brain and other organs of the body of young people that way, because they're trying to make money for themselves. And in so doing, they're damaging the lives of others. They're causing damage to young people who will be coming to be, say they're going to come and buy alcohol from them, or homebrew alcohol, which are not really fit, not really healthy, fit for human consumption, and not healthy kind of brews. So they'll damage themselves that way. Yeah.
Illegal homebrew consumption is common among many youths, firstly because it is affordable and, as they say, liklik money big plus spark, meaning you spend less and you get drunk quickly.
Because you look him, Bame talk especially all our school mangia because the BM expensive, all never afford him money more, so all really mangi, I mean school age students or line work money easy access problem steam now because also talk some lilig money na big plus part no.
My message to Papua New Guineans is that do not touch that homebrew stuff, the alcoholic content of which is not really known by us as scientists.
We also ask ourselves, what are the contributing factors of abusive alcohol consumption?
Contributing factors may not be an easy question to answer, but a lot of our students, they form groups. They belong to, maybe when they go to school, they become part of a group, maybe a cult, and as part of the norm. If you drink, you are part of that group, and that stimulates them or makes them prone to getting other young people to be involved and become members of the cult and damage their own lives that way. So I think one of the important factors is the peer group kind of concept. And for them not to drink will be not regarded as a man or a member of the team.
For some people, alcohol consumption is seen as the answer to many of life's problems.
You got plenty reason or mangi or Mary also drink beer. One plan most likely Ausem all skelly Ausem all no treat him good no all no make a kind person with one bell them. All treat them as just not by excess luggage lost that or feel him out of place, and then time of drink beer seems the sense of confidence. And then I'm go back and lost and start talk out local worry blame the second no. So I'm also finding confidence inside alcohol. But not blame just for the fun of it. I'm the poro go walk now what come back and learn him so. Scale some got some really extra coins or I'm seeing all friends them come or drink one time.
Lay's Nawai block is known for the wrong reasons. It is where a large portion of illegal alcohol is produced. The homemade alcohol, also known as firewara, has fueled violence ranging from ethnic clashes to murders in settlements around Lay City. Members of our Lay office, Mason Hangito, Raguel Kepas, and Bethany Harriman, went in search of those who produced the product.
It's nearing 5 o'clock in the afternoon when we drive into one of Lay's biggest settlements. We are on our way to meet with a group of youths deep within Nawaib at one of many sections dominated by Morabin settlers. The group only agreed to talk on anonymity. They could get 18 months in jail if caught drinking homebrew. Today they've mixed livelave, a wild berry wine produced in Goroka, with steam.
Me blood drink steam.
Drinking steam has become part of youth lifestyle. Children growing up in settlements see this every day. As the session gets into its first 5 minutes, the music is turned up.
That's why price of beer am go big lang. So time on down the price of beer. Me blood do, but me blood rate me blood one time no down the price of beer go round. Me blood mama so me blood stop him steam, me blood drink beer. Lili money coming jalo pote pay me blood brook him. Me blood up money go lo beer, up money o se me blood tingi meri pigin ni. Na sambla all work go me blood walk him land.
The alcohol is cheap and has more than 10 times the effect of legally manufactured beer. community leaders have tried to control the production and consumption rate of steam in the community, but that hasn't worked.
This is like kind of situation. This is like kind of something I didn't like for me. Only didn't like for fabric. Only didn't like it. Air good town. No got beer. I'm just something or policeman or you want him kind of man to I'm just like beer employee.
Tobias White, an urban magistrate, explains how difficult it is to contain a trend that's fast becoming uncontrollable. He reflects on the past 20 years when steam production increased and what was done in secret came out into the open.
So, government now by you look Sabalogan. That's why I'm in our block. I'm inside law city. You make him some like a person where you can settle in like a youth. Now sit down, yeah. So maybe I'm not going to make him. Now by mixing power. Because no got police now. Police only stop now. Now we will find him law and order. Look at me having magistrate nothing.
Tok long a police station lo buni cabin fire. I'm no fire because of rascal problem. I'm no come up because long money problem whatever. I'm come up because this la steam problem that's all. Now over the leader long a lazy this about this la. So before anything can happen, before long I can come to the very time that was in timing problem can blow up. Like leaders must take him some very very tangible action lo come long. Addressing the issue.
Jacob Parr, another community leader, is concerned about the dangers of dealing with youths binge drinking on steam.
One of my thinking where people monkey where people drink na people stop. I was saying beer where people work money, people no work money lo big player rate 3 kina or 4 kina 5 kina rate. People work on lo 250 rate so people drink. Suppose people buy SP, I'm consuming people more. I'm consuming people more winning keke lo house. Na bamibla logo ti family bla sambla mibla stop mibla family man.
Community members have been forced to accept the drinking of homebrew and smoking of marijuana as a norm in their communities. They fear youths who threaten and intimidate those that try to help them stay away from trouble. Often it's their community elders.
Now, law and order system inside the community, I'm stop to the very stage where people feel him some hard to control him now. Plenty time people talk to some hard to control him. So people appeal to all leaders. He must look inside the community system where people stop inside the yeah.
Time only kiram na kilimi ba me one. Me no got choice. So me laram tasod no. You look him out now all is in done.
Mid-last year, a youth was shot at close range in the eye, and several properties got burnt down, all related to homebrew consumption. Settlements like Nawai are often described as places for lawlessness and violence, but it's where 80% of Lay's working population live. Settlements in the Miles area, East and West Taraka, Backroad Bumayong, and Bumbu surround Lay Metropolitan, the industrial hub of Papua New Guinea.
The system when people got Logan, very, very risky now. At any time, at any moment, it was a timing bomb can blown, where it affecting plenty innocent people. So now people are in a very, very critical condition now. So you look at here, you go to a lot of settlements in Salo City, but you look at a steam person, drug person, and they come up usual life.
Pasim do beras, milai musim, mi blogara beras, one mi blas pak, positif bata you come lo one mak. Imogara mas drink one black up. Ino blok cross bites, like an pasin em nogat. But say come one map you come in Salo City, we are beras. Come together and boom, na buy me stop, na em to sol, and warika buy me stop osem.
For people working in alcohol industries, it is very easy for them to have to consume alcohol
more often as they are exposed to it every day and it is easily accessible. SP Brewery, for one, has recently launched its Cool at Work policy to inform their staff on the effects of alcohol and recommendations for healthy alcohol consumption. They also carried out awareness in various clubs and bars in Port Moresby, Lae, Kokopo and Goroka on responsible alcohol consumption.
Employers in the country often have to deal with employees who have alcohol issues. Excessive alcohol consumption is common among people who work within alcoholic industries as well as food and beverage industries.
It is known through research that in any average company, there will be 3 to 5% of employees with an alcohol issue. And it's also known that this percentage is usually higher in the hospitality industry and also in the food and beverage industry. Being a producer of alcoholic products might make it easier for people that work for us to develop alcohol problems because they're exposed to the product. Think about, for example, people in sales who visit bars and clubs all the time. It's just an example of people that work for us that might be exposed to alcoholic products, which might make it easier for them to develop alcohol-related issues.
SP Brewery, for one, has recently launched the Cool at Work policy. The Cool at Work policy emphasizes on responsible alcohol consumption as well as educates SP employees on the effects of alcohol. The company will also be providing support for employees with alcohol issues.
There's also the issue of alcohol at work. We know that if people drink at work or come to work intoxicated, it might pose big safety risks. So Heineken, which originally developed the Cool at Work program 10 years ago, took all of these things into account, and Heineken acknowledges that as an alcohol producing company, we have to provide some type of program for our people to make sure that they receive information about alcohol, that we prevent any issues from developing, and that we support the people that might actually have developed an alcohol problem. So that's the responsibility that the company takes upon itself.
We are going to make available counselling, appropriate counselling to people who feel they have a problem, right? And if you feel that people in your family have that issue as well, so people can sit down, talk about it and see what they can do to move forward. And I think that's a very important step. We haven't done that. I was in Lae yesterday talking with some of the issues that we've got about drinking on the premises. And I have to say to you here that I'm a little bit disappointed that we seem to be going through a phase at the moment where this drinking in the premises seems to be on the increase rather than the decrease.
Cool at Work is mainly about alcohol and the workplace, but it's also a program that we hope people can take back into their own personal lives. They can take back to their own families, into their own communities, and hopefully this way it will spread throughout PNG. SP Breweries is the first brewery in the newly acquired Asia Pacific Breweries by Heineken that actually launches Cool at Work. And I think SP Brewery might also be the first company in PNG that releases such an extensive alcohol program for its employees.
The 4th of September marked the Enjoy Responsible Day. This day is set aside to create awareness on drinking alcohol responsibly and drinking water between alcoholic drinks. SP Brewery staff visited various bars and liquor outlets to create awareness on responsible drinking.
The Enjoy Responsibly Day is part of a campaign worldwide with the Heineken company, which SP Brewery is a part of. SP Brewery employees in Port Moresby, Lae, Goroka and Kokopo have been put in teams to go out to licensed outlets and provide some tips to consumers on responsible consumption.
Here in Papua New Guinea, we tend to socialize a lot, and once we're on one bottle of alcohol, whether it's an SP product or a hard stuff, we forget that this is really handy, this is really important.
We're encouraging you to drink water with your drinks, yes?
So this is the initiative that SP has come up with, and I believe that spreading the message is really important, and you start with the simple things, and that's going out there into the public and telling them that water benefits you.
Nowadays, people, when they drink, they don't think about drinking to a standard where they can stop. So in that case, my advice is if they can drink water at the same time.
And that's all for this episode. Thank you to all who have participated. And if you have any comments or stories you would like to share, please contact us via the address on your screen or visit us on our Facebook page. For now, enjoy the rest of your viewing on your #1 station, EMTV.